Polynomial division problems, exercises 1 through 8. And these are exercises that I devised. This is in section 2.4 in our Precalculus textbook, which has to do with real zeros of polynomial functions. So as we use long and synthetic division, I want you to keep in mind that we're doing this for the purpose of being able to factor and figure out what zeros are of polynomial functions. So anyway, we're going to use long division, and also we're going to introduce something called synthetic division, which a lot of people find easier. So we have this quadratic trinomial, 2x squared plus 3 plus 5x, which we're going to be dividing by this linear binomial x plus 1. So I'm going to write this as a division problem, and to do that I make a little division bracket, a long division bracket. I'm going to put in here 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Now, did I write this 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 the same as above? No, I did not. And what I did is I wrote this in what we call standard form. The standard form are where you have the powers of the variables and the terms in descending order. So we have 2x squared to the second power plus 5x to the first power plus 3, and 3 is 3x to the 0 power. So the powers are in descending order. The order is important because just as if we take 300 and 220, that's not the example I wanted. If we take 3 and divide 327 by 3, we are not going to get the same as if we take 237 divided by 3. And why not? Because the order matters. The place matters. Over here we have 300, which is the 3 in the hundreds place. On the right we have 2 in the hundreds place. So that really, if we don't have the things in the right order, the dividend in the correct order, we're going to get into trouble. And next we're going to take our divisor, which is x plus 1, and we're going to just start dividing using long division. 2x squared divided by x. How many times does x go into 2x squared? Well, it goes into 2x times. And 2x times x is 2x squared. And then we have 2x times 1 is 2x. And then if we subtract, we have 2x squared minus 2x squared equals 0, and 5x minus 2x equals 3x. And then we're going to bring down this 3 here. And then how many times does x go into 3x? 3x divided by x is 3. And 3 times x is 3x. And then 3 times 1 is 3. And then we subtract 3x minus x, 3x minus 3x, 0, 3 minus 3, 0. So we say that our remainder is 0. And what that means, since our remainder is 0, we know that this binomial here, x plus 1, is a factor of 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. So when we use synthetic and long division for factoring, that's going to be an important concept for us. And if we multiplied these quantity x plus 1 times quantity 2x plus 3 together, we would end up with 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. So this is our correct answer, which we box in. Next on our problem, which is 3, we have x minus x squared plus x cubed divided by quantity x minus 1. And for this, I'm going to introduce something called synthetic division. Synthetic division, okay, that's right. And before doing that, we're going to need to rearrange in standard form. So we're going to take the highest power term, which is x cubed, and we have minus x squared. We have plus x and plus 8. And to do synthetic division, we make a synthetic division bracket. There are different ways of doing this. And as far as what we use the 0 of the divisor. So if we set x minus 1 equal to 0 and solve for x, we're going to have x equals 1. So 1 is the 0. So we take that 0 and put that 0 out here to the left, at the top, and then the coefficients of the dividend, the polynomial that's our dividend. So we have 1 x cubed minus 1x squared plus 1x plus 8. Now we're going to bring down 1, and this 1 comes down, we place this here, and that is going to be in our, this answer here is going to be in our x squared place. Okay. Now, 1 times 1 is 1, so we press 1 right here, and then we take, I'm going to draw this arrow here and show the direction. And 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 1 times 0 is, okay, that's the next thing. We'll take this here. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. So, and then we take 1 times 0 is 1. And we add 8 and 1 together, we get 9. So the answer we're looking at is, I forgot to draw the arrow here, 1 times 1 is 1. Okay. What we're looking at is, this is our x squared place, 1. This 0 is in our x's place. This 1 is in our numbers place. And finally, this 9 is what we call a remainder. And since the remainder is not 0, we know that x minus 1 is not a factor of x cubed minus x squared plus x plus 8. So our answer is going to be 1 x squared, which we write as x squared, plus 0, which we're not going to write at all, plus 1, plus our remainder 9 over x minus 1. So that will be our answer for problem number 3. Next problem, problem number 5. We have x squared minus 3x minus 7. Now we realize that the problem's written differently. Here in problem 3, we're kind of written as a quotient with the division. Here we have that division bar, and we're going to say, again, for synthetic division, if we set our divisor equal to 0, well, x is going to be equal to negative 2. So negative 2 is the 0 that we're trying to identify to see if negative 2 is a 0 of this relation. So we put in negative 2 on the outside. We say that we look at this in standard form. We have 1 x squared minus 3x minus 7. And then we bring down this 1. So we have 1x, negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5. Negative 2 times negative 5 is 10. Negative 7 plus 10 is 3. So what we have here is, our answer is, that's the x place. So we have x minus 5 plus 3, which is our remainder, over our divisor, which is x plus 2. That's it. Next on our problem, which is 7, let me look at 6. 6, you're going to have in synthetic division 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, let's look at 7. We have 5x squared minus 34x minus 7. And for the sake of variety, I think I'm going to try to do this one by long division. So we go like this, make our long division bracket. We have 5x squared minus 34x okay, let me go ahead. 34x minus 7. We're dividing that by x minus 7. Okay, we take 5x squared divided by x, we get 5x. 5x times x is 5x squared. And 5x times negative 7 is going to be negative 35x. And we go down and subtract. We get 5x squared minus 5x squared is 0. And negative 34x minus negative 35x is x. And we're going to bring down this negative 7. So x divided by x is 1. And 1 times x is x. And 1 times negative 7, negative 7. And x minus x is 0. Negative 7 minus negative 7 is also 0. So our quotient looks to be that one right here. And in synthetic division, just to quickly check, I'm going to write this. We're going to put in 7 here, 5, negative 34, negative 7. We bring down the 5, which is going to be 5x. 7 times 5 is 35. Negative 34 plus 35 is 1. 7 times 1 is 7. And then we have 0. So we end up with the same thing, 5x plus 1. So a little confirmation using synthetic division. Now, we're going to go into the book exercises. The ones that we had up till now were just preliminaries that I devised for extra practice. Now we're going to the book, exercises 1 through 4. And exercise 1 through 4, divide f of x by d of x and write a summary statement in polynomial form. Well, I'm going to already start our summary statement, and that's going to be simply f of x over d of x equals. That's the beginning of our summary statement. I'm going to take we're going to make this a synthetic division situation again, where we take our 0 here, which is just, if you have x minus 1, we just put plus 1 here. So it's just kind of the opposite sign as a shortcut. Then we have 1x squared minus 2x plus 3. And I'm looking all along to make sure we're in standard form. We come down and bring the 1 which is going to be 1x. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 2 plus 1, negative 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. 3 plus negative 1 is 2. So this is in our x place here. And this one here, this negative 1, is in our numbers place. And finally, 2 is our remainder. Now, what I've seen in my classes has been getting this 1, negative 1, and 2 is really pretty easy, but trying to keep track of really what these mean is what students have trouble with. You have to kind of look at, you're dividing x squared by x, and so the first term is going to be 1x. X squared divided by x is x. Or you can look at the remainder side. This last column here is a remainder. So you have your remainder, and then to the left of that the number, and then x to the first power, and if you have more terms, that would be x squared, x cubed, and so on. So our answer is going to be 1x, so we just say x, minus 1, plus our remainder, which is 2, over our divisor, which is x minus 1. And that's going to be our answer. Okay, problem number 3. We have f of x equals x cubed plus 4x squared plus 7x minus 9, and d of x equals x plus 3. So I'm going to start writing the summary statement already. That's going to look like f of x over d of x is equal to, and we're going to work this out. So we get our synthetic division bracket, x plus 3, so we're going to put negative 3 on the outside. We have our terms in descending order of power from greatest to least, so we're going to have 1x cubed, and then we're going to have 4x squared, and then plus 7x and minus 9. So just check the terms, I mean the signs, they're right, positive, 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 negative. So we bring down from the x cubed place this 1, meaning we're going to have 1x squared. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. 4 plus negative 3 is 1. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. 7 plus negative 3 is 4. And 4 times negative 3, or negative 3 times 4, is negative 12. And then negative 9 plus negative 12 is going to be negative 21, which is our remainder place. So our answer is going to be 6x squared plus 1x, which is x, plus 4x to the 0 power, which is 4, minus 21 over x plus 3. So this would be our correct answer in summary statement form. Good luck to you in all you're doing, your even number problems. And we're going to get into a little bit using our division to analyze functions, polynomial functions, and factor them and so forth, find the roots. Good luck again. Thanks for viewing.